But yeah, go ahead, John. Do your little victory lap. You know, you can shit on the Cowboys,
Listen,
have fun.
I had a depressed Saturday, man, and my weekend would have been more depressing if the Cowboys would have won. But woo, how about them Cowboys?
You got knocked the fuck out, man.
Yeah, I'm in go mode. Go. Yeah, I'm in go mode.
Woo! Let's go, guys. Welcome to the shit show part 10, 7, 8, 9. We have
probably 10. I would say 10.
We've had so many shit shows.
I think it's number 8. I think it's shit show number 8.
Listen, we've had a couple of shit shows in the OSA archives, but welcome to this brand new episode of the Out of Shape All Stars. Brought to you by Culture Capsule, sponsored by Don's LLC. Well, you see, it's just the Three Musketeers today. It's your boy John, my guy, Ed, the host, and good old Drew. And we're here to rock the show. Cav should be on later.
Close up on the fresh cut.
Our leader, our guy Dev, is out with the COVID. Yes, the pandemic's over, but that motherfucker.
Yeah, seriously, I really don't know who's still getting COVID this day and age. I mean, I know, and it's insensitive, and I know, and I hope he's okay. Unlike some people on this pod, who are unaware or just don't care about pre-existing conditions that our friend has. I care, but again, it's still crazy. People are still getting COVID.
Feel better, Dad. Feel better. COVID sucks. I only had it the one time.
A lot of people have jobs getting COVID.
I caught that shit in 2022. I didn't even catch that shit in the prime years of like the.
That's what I'm saying. So the point of people getting it like this late, now 2023.
Well, what it is, COVID is a regular thing now. It's just not as bad as it was. It's just like a new cold.
Are you ready? It's like the flu.
Oh no! Don't say that. You're gonna get cancer.
Oh no! Oh no!
You're gonna get cancer.
Oh no! It's just like
with all theories and things and whatnot, but
we're not gonna get canceled.
We are,
all right, boys. But we're here. We're here.
Let's get into open run. That way we get to the good stuff. We get the open
run. Absolutely. We all know why you guys are here, but obviously there are other sports, there are other things going on. So we like to touch on those right before we get into the shits. But NBA trade deadline, 2 weeks away. Big trade for your Lakers, John. I'm gonna need you to pronounce his name again because
is Rui Hachimura. I could be pronouncing his last name a little off, but that's as close as I can get. But I think that's a solid trade for the Lakers.
Talk about him because I don't really know him. I don't really know.
He's a solid player. He's a young player. He's been in the league for a few years, but the Lakers just needed another forward. The Lakers just had them they had too many guards.
Right.
So they ended up creating one of the expendable guards. Who's a solid player. I like Kendrick Nunn, but it's just the Lakers had too many guards to shuffle around. And
Kendrick Nunn is cool. He just
No. It's just the Lakers they before the trade, there was Russell Westbrook, Schroeder, Pat Bev, Kendrick Nunn, and then Austin Reeves, and then Troy Brown. That's 6 guards in the line.
I thought Austin Reeves was a forward.
Nah, he's a shooting guard. But that's 2 shooting guards and 4 point guards. That's predominantly playing all the minutes. It just wasn't
that is
at least with Rui, he could slide into the line by seeing they plan on starting him with LeBron and AD. So I'm guessing LeBron or Rui gets moved to the 2 guard, and obviously because unless they put AD at center, but Thomas Bryant's been playing really well for the Lakers at center. As I guess he's filling in, that role, but we shall see. But they have plans to have him as a starter. The Lakers have plans with this new piece that they acquired to have him as a starter. So he's a solid basketball player. He's been coming off the bench in Washington. He plays about 27 minutes a game, averaging 13 a game. So, you spend some of that minutes. He's going to get a little more shots playing with LeBron and Russ because they definitely passed the ball. And as a benefit, Russ actually played with Rui in Washington. They played together in Washington. So
that was 1 year, though. Like,
Right.
Yeah, but
So
that's still solid enough. That's still some type of that's some type of thing to have.
speaking of former Wizards, current Wizards, Kyle Kuzma, another guy up for free agency this year. Probably a little frustrated that it was Ryu and not him getting reunited and going back to the Lakers. But of these other guys here, big names, Boban Bogdanovic, Cam Reddish, who hasn't played a single fucking game, I don't think, this year.
Now he played.
Grayson,
There was a point in time where he showed why he should get more minutes. Then I
Yeah,
don't know
exactly.
what
yeah,
happened.
That's what I'm saying.
And then
So-
it went back to status quo this year. Like,
yeah,
No,
Tibbs
but
is
I'm
just
saying
letting him ride the
this
bench.
season he played this season. He started a couple of games this season. He was playing well. I think he got hurt or something
that
happened.
was
and
last season. He
he's back
played a couple games.
back to the end of the bench. Unfortunately, I think Cam Reddish could play, but he just doesn't fit the needs, I guess, of Thibodeau's coaching.
Yeah, Thibodeau really doesn't want to. It's Thibodeau's style of coaching. That's why he's not. That's why he's not seeing the court.
Yeah. Crazy other big names that are getting thrown out there. Grayson Allen, Josh Richardson, Serge Ibaka. I mentioned Kuzma already. Doug McDermott and Alec Burks. Including
I'll say those is not to disrespect. Those are some okay names.
I mean, it's
okay names. I would use
blue
one
guys.
big names in the trade market, but they probably are targets of teams that probably have some type of value and could use them.
Yeah, but you think those are really just glue pieces. Glue pieces get moved.
I'm pretty. Oh, and I know the Suns have been trying to trade him too.
Who?
Crowder. I can't remember.
Jay Crowder, yeah. Jay Crowder and Eric.
He hasn't played all year. You want to talk
supposedly.
about hasn't played? He hasn't played all year for the Suns.
Where do you see potential landing spots for some of these guys, though, John? And also, we'll save him for last, but there's also another name that popped up, including not the other guy I'll bring up later, but including the sixth man of the year, Alberto DeRosa.
Who?
Alberto DeRoya.
6 million a year for what?
6 million.
Oh, sorry. They're looking at Russell Westbrook as the sixth man of the year for this year.
Oh, I just seen something where they said some Spurs people feel like the Spurs still got a chance to get Russell Westbrook, but I don't think the Lakers should trade Russell Westbrook though. He took a whole beating last season. He was the butt of everyone's jokes.
Russell Westbrook, don't call him that. Russell Westbrook,
I
but
mean-
that whole thing, don't call him that though.
Yeah,
As a
but I'm
kid.
just saying he was the butt of everyone's jokes, and he was basically like the scapegoat for last season. He comes back. First couple of games is a little shaky. He accepts the coming off the bench role, and ever since it's just been the Lakers haven't won as many games, but the Lakers have been playing solid. But Russell Westbrook has been playing very well off the bench.
Yeah, but like
He's showcasing like if the Lakers fail to not succeed, obviously he'll get some blame. But the way he's playing, he's letting y'all know y'all can't put all the blame on me. How they do it last season.
I mean, I'll say he got most of the blame, which was unwarranted last season. It was warranted, like
Nah, it wasn't. It
was warranted, John. You can't say
no. See,
yes, it was.
Nah.
This year it won't be warranted because he's playing better. I just call a spade. He's playing better, so he doesn't deserve lion's share of blame this year. But he definitely did last year.
I feel
He
like
was playing bad.
I feel like it got to a point in the season. It just didn't, I guess, mesh well. And I feel like it got to a point in the season where they lost enough games, and in my opinion, I just felt like the Lakers just.
He was the scapegoat, in my opinion. He was the fall guy. Well, yes, although he did.
He did play bad, yes.
True, I kind of agree with you. Where yes, he did play bad. Yes, he did contribute to them not winning games, but it's also not his team. And a lot of what had to do with that was AD's frivolous, fucking LeBronness, where no matter what, dude, like you look at these, and this is not even me being a hater. Every time they show like losing stats or bad like Laker spills, there is never a graphic of LeBron on it. there's never like LeBron stats on it. It's always like a picture. Again, it's the truth though.
I saw that.
That's what I mean. It's
IG.
It's always not.
Done
And
by
again,
accident, too?
it's not done by accident. And again, he can become the scapegoat because he is unliked, or because he has an attitude, or because he got mad at the "Don't call me Westbrook" thing. Like, he'll literally fight a fan because he's a psychopath. Like, I mean, like, he gets a lot of the blame because
hold on one second while I get something, guys. Hold on one second.
Good. That was a little. Should have put it in the chat and then did it, but
yeah. Anyway,
like you said, like you're saying, like he was engaging with fans. Like it really got him. If they say like the media and the outside noise and everything, even though he did play bad, you could really say it got to Russell Westbrook last season. Like all that 100%. Talking and him getting the blame. But I thought the way the season was gonna go, I thought there'd be like some big trades. I don't know if they're gonna be anytime. Well, Zach LaVine, I know.
No, yeah, like what you said, it looks like it's gonna be a lot of role playing guys, a lot of guys that again do contribute to. Again, they can be that missing piece. Yeah, right. They can be that like role player, that spot up shooter. Again, like you say, a guy like Jay Crowder, Eric Gordon, I think too. Also, if he's on the move, I think Grayson Allen, if he's on the move, he could fit in the right role. Alec Burks, again. Defensively, I think he's really good. When he was with us, he was great. As you know, I'm more of a Knick fan than a basketball fan. And again, if they do trade Cam Reddish, it would, he hasn't played for us in a while. But I can see him in the right role in the right spot. So, do you see any of these guys going somewhere big? It looks like Milwaukee's going to be a big part of this. It looks like they're trying to load up.
There's definitely going to be
some more depth.
But this is like the one. This is like the 1 year where I could say I don't see, like, you can anticipate the one big move, right? Mm-hmm. The only one I could see possibly happen, I don't know if it would happen, is Zach LaVine getting traded.
Right.
That's like the only big move.
Where would you see him go?
Honestly, I don't know. He's going to be a free agent, so he has a lot of, what I'm trying to say? He has a lot of say in it because he could go to the team and then play half a season and bounce.
Yep.
So he has a lot of power in where he goes. Chicago is a team to look out for to make like moves and might trade like some good players. Chicago they haven't been playing really well this year. I seen that there was talks of a 3-team trade where the Hawks might trade John Collins, who's actually a good player. So that's a good name that might be on the move. I don't know what happened, but I think the Cavs. It was a Cavs, Hawks, Utah Jazz 3-team trade discussion. I don't know if it fell through or they're gonna wait on it. Right. But it had Collins going to Utah, and then it didn't reveal like the other details. So that's something we could be on the lookout for. I'm pretty sure the Lakers make maybe 1 or 2 more moves. I think the Lakers roster is solid.
No,
I think the Lakers the roster is solid enough to win some games, but. It's just we need AD to be healthy, and then everything else.
That's not going to happen, though.
Listen,
I mean, even when he's healthy, is he healthy?
I think AD is a great player, but people called me crazy when everyone wanted to trade all the young talent for AD. AD is a great player. He helped.
No, I think you're actually on the record. I think we started this pod before AD came here, no? Or came to LA? Is that true or false?
We started the pod.
No.
We started
and
LeBron, the Lakers, I think.
LeBron got there.
We covered the bubble championship. Remember? We ended up covering the bubble championship.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We started this in 2020, right?
Yeah, Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, so we covered the bubble. So we started the pandemic. So AD was on the Lakers. But listen, great player, but I just felt like giving up a young talent for a player who's great. He has the talent, but he's always had a banged up injury history before he even came to the Lakers. So,
right.
But I guess he helped get the championship, so it was the value was worth it. But you want to win multiple championships, not just one. But I just felt like the Lakers should have kept their young player. But he's on the team, so I'll support him. But he just got to stay healthy. The Lakers need AD very, very badly.
That's
The Lakers
all.
really, for the Lakers to
that-
win, the Lakers really need AD to be the best player on the Lakers.
AD really needs to be the best player. That's what I've been.
No, he could be the best player. Listen,
needs
before
to
he
be the
got
best
hurt, he was
player.
pulling up some crazy numbers. He was.
Yeah, I know. That's when, like, when he was putting up numbers. That's when the Lakers were at their best. When AD was at his best. That's what the Lakers need. It just so happens that your best player is injury prone, like crazy, like
right. And we talk about this all the time, that the best ability is availability. And unfortunately, throughout all of his entire career, even pre-Lakers, as we've been saying, hasn't been the case. So even if AD comes back and they make some moves to try to make one more run at it, I mean, they are sitting, I mean, at the 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They are currently at the 13 when we are probably about 2 weeks away from the trade deadline, probably about a month away from the All-Star break. Is that correct?
No, the trade deadline is like a week before the All-Star break.
2 weeks. So we're 2 weeks from the trade deadline, which is February 2nd. I'm assuming it's not going to be till after the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, so the All-Star game is like
So
Valentine's Day.
All-Star game is like the 19th.
So Rose Bowl week after that. Huh?
Said Rose Bowl.
Oh, so the week of the Super Bowl. So if we look at a schedule Sunday to Saturday, would it be that weekend?
Hold on, I'm gonna get it right now.
I think it's Valentine's Day. Nope. Drew is right. The All-Star game is the February 19th.
Yeah, so it's the week after the Super Bowl. Yeah. Okay. But again, John, I mean, you're a Laker fan. You're sitting here at the 13th seed. You hope that, we call this All-Star break probably about the halfway point of the season. You get a healthy AD. Let's say you make a move and you move on from Westbrook and you get again some other good pieces with that. Is there still a chance you guys sneak in, maybe get past Minnesota? Maybe Golden State hasn't been playing great this early in the season.
I'm looking at the standings right now. LA's like out of the 7th. Out of 5, if you think about it, out of the 5, LA is technically 5 games out of the 4th seed. They're 5 games back of the 4th seed.
Yeah.
Is jam-packed that much between the records?
No, it's
Pelicans
tight.
got 26 wins. Pelicans got 26. Mavs got 25
The fucking
wins.
Kings are the third, or the 3.
Clippers got 25 wins. The Suns got 24 wins. The Timberwolves got 24 wins. The Jazz got 24 wins. The Warriors got 23 wins. The Thunder got 23 wins. The Lakers got 22 wins. So in the win column, they literally like 4 games behind in the win column of the 4th seed. And in the loss column, actually, they're 4 games out in the win and losses. The Pelicans got 21 losses. The Lakers got 25 losses. So the Lakers only 4 games out of the 4th seed.
The West is tight.
So it's not as horrendous. You know what I'm trying to say? It's different. It was like a 10, 7 to 8, 10 game gap. Well, the Nuggets is running the show right now over everybody.
Right.
The Nuggets is the. I think ain't the Nuggets like the best in the whole league right now?
No, currently that would be the Boston Celtics at 35 and 13.
Okay, well, Celtics and Nuggets doing
It's only 1 game. There were 2.5 game difference, 1.5 game difference. Nuggets are 33 and 14.
I'm gonna say the Knicks is 25 and 23.
All right. Actually, before we talk about somebody from our side of things getting involved where he shouldn't have gotten involved, I did want to talk. I don't know if you guys saw earlier. Dev, you can put this clip in too. Of these like kids, like kind of getting like a little mixtape. A little chubby kid, kind of like he gets an and one. He does an and one. He says, "You're too small for me." And then these other kids like just throwing up threes. Dancing and shit, showboating. What I mean, like doing all that shit. I think I sent you guys the video, but then shortly after, actually it was this morning, I woke up to it, and I seen Austin Rivers. I guess I don't know if he has like a podcast. I don't know if he was just like
on a podcast,
or he was on one, or if he was just venting. And he was talking about how like the game is like changed like on a fundamental level, like even at this young age. Like I said, I mean, these kids were like hitting the gritty. You know what I mean? Like they were like just hitting up spot up threes. And like just like I said, flexing and just kind of like being all hard and shit, almost looking like an and one mixtape. And Austin Rivers was saying, he was like, like I didn't work to go do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like I put in the work every day. We put up shots. I would practice, and there's like a little montage of him like, dribbling and shit when he was younger. And basically the point is obviously like we see, we're seeing this trend now with the internet being so vast and everyone having a YouTube page and everyone having a TikTok, everyone having an Instagram, and everybody wants to be in a poster.
It's more accessible. Like
sure, but do you
shit out?
Think that that's gonna like? And again, I think this is gonna take it a little too far when I say it this way. But do you think that it's going to create a different product, right? Where all these kids want to be Steph Curry spot up shooters, you know what I mean? Like is the game going to change, and are we going to see, and not now, maybe not even in our lifetime, but are we just going to see like basically all-star games every day where nobody plays defense? And
I think that's already happening.
No, the game is definitely changing, but to what Ed said, I'm gonna get even before we get to the league, we probably like the accessibility of like TikTok or whatnot. It's what it is. It's gonna suck. I think slightly might take away from the game, because then you might get into where it's just like, are people playing basketball play basketball, or is just playing basketball to just put something on social media or one of these platforms?
That's basically the point I was trying to make. Thank you, John.
So I felt like that was the point you were trying to get at. So I was like, I said what you were saying, but I feel like, are we gonna get to that point where it's like some of these kids not even trying to play basketball? They just want the views.
Right. They want to do the, they want to do
dance on the court.
All that.
Not really take the game as. It's possible because you see the changes that social media made. Obviously, social media has its positives and it has its negatives, and there's people that make a killing off social media. No knock to the hustle. You're making money, making millions off all these platforms and all these shit, TikTok and everything. Go do what you got to do. But in terms of like the sport, I can see where it could get to the line where it's like, all right, some of these kids are not taking the game as serious as they should be, because they just want to, take a picture of me in the jersey, or look at me, I hit a shot, I'm dancing. I can see that. I don't know if it will ever really affect the game. Like the game's been around for a long time, but we shall see. It's something that we should pay attention to and see. But I don't
think so.
Like, it could. I'm not saying it's that drastic, but it could affect the game though in that way.
The people that are going to want to hoop are going to want to hoop. That are playing basketball to play basketball. I think before social media, you had that. Like people just get on the court and just say I can make a basketball shot. But I'm just but that's just me. I'm not really into playing basketball like that. Mm-hmm. But I can shoot. It just so happens that I can shoot. I have a gifted ability of me being a shooter. But me actually doing the work playing basketball, that's just not me. Like that. There are people like that just have natural born gifts, but I just won't put in the work for it.
No, I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying it's the more drastic things that could happen, and it's a possibility, because it's just like we're watching highlight tapes of just celebrations. We're not really seeing highlight tapes of what they're doing. We're just seeing a whole bunch of tapes of celebrations. But I don't think it'll get that bad. But is it realistic and possible that it could get that bad? Yeah.
And that's what separates people going to the league and people staying home, because
that's all right. That's what plays a role in it.
Yeah, I mean, like if you
the league not that easy to get into, so
yeah, so of course when people is just
you can build a brand that's just playing high school basketball, or if your kid happens to be some.
I mean, we see it all the time. We really do, though. We see
the kid could be.
I don't even want to say luckily, because I mean they're just kids. Go ahead. You said what? Go.
I was gonna say the kid could be like something like I can't think of the word, but it's just like the kid's just bigger than everybody, or it's just like some kid. Like, oh my god, like wow, he's really killing these kids. You know what I'm trying to say? And he could just live off that. Like, oh, I was a kid that was bigger than everybody and was killing them when we was kids, and and branch off and do whatever he wants. It's everybody's choice. Everybody can do what they want. But I'm just saying, like, in terms of now with the accessibility and all this access to all these other things.
That's
it
not
might-
right. The game.
And again, to Drew's point, maybe I think Drew, you were trying to make that point too, but it's like, yeah, you are right. Like this is just like something that I noticed. Austin called out, and he's right. Like you put in the work, you make it to the league. That's just how it goes. Unfortunately for these kids, and again, I would say luckily. I don't want to say luckily because they're just kids. That when they do get to that higher level, and there are guys that are bigger than John, to your point. When like you're not the biggest kid in the group anymore, there's another guy that's 6'4", and he's gonna fucking mash you in your face. Like you're gonna put up a shot and it's gonna get blocked. You know what I mean? Now you realize you're the same height as everybody else, and you're not as good as you actually were to get to this point. But that's neither here nor there. Speaking or staying on basketball,
What's up?
A very, 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 very famous journalist, former NFL player, Shannon Sharpe, was at the Lakers-Grizzlies game. And I don't know how it started. I don't know what conspired, but he was talking hella shit. I don't know who he was really directing it to.
him and Dylan Brooks.
It was started with argument
Right, so-
with Dylan Brooks, I think.
Started with Dylan Brooks, and Drew, you
And then-
continue to
and
eat
then
your
it
ice cream
was-
and show us what brand it is and everything.
That's ice cream with yogurt, Drew.
Huh? What is that?
I said, it's
You got
ice
so,
cream
you
with
got a little
yogurt.
white stuff right here.
Mm.
Right here. Yeah, no, it's right here. No, can you put it closer to the put it closer? I can't see. Come closer. No, closer. I go like this. No, like this. Open your mouth. Close your eyes. Open your mouth.
No, I'm not
Okay.
opening my mouth.
All right. Yes.
Let me eat my fucking yogurt.
Oh, I see. I knew it was yogurt.
Yeah, you are eating yogurt. I'll give you some extra yogurt too if you want.
Yo,
Chunky.
hey, yo, that's fucking hella.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, you're the one sussly eating yogurt.
How
on pod.
is that sussly eating yogurt?
First of all,
Let me eat
you're doing
yogurt, bro.
You're doing it like you're in prison, like this, scooping. Like you don't.
Oh
I don't know who
my
holds a
God.
spoon like this.
You
right?
see-
And
you
then
see
second of
how
all,
I
you've been
tell him
going-
how he's
been going like
petty
this the
right
whole
now?
time.
That's
You've been
being petty.
Licking,
That's being
licking.
fucking petty.
just eat yogurt, man. Just eat the yogurt. You don't gotta do all that, and you still got some right here. You do. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
You really do. It's right there. How do you not see it?
Where
Right here.
is it good?
I don't
I'm
know,
good.
man. Maybe you get a towel.
Yeah,
I know you got.
Yeah.
I'm done. This nigga. Yeah, I swear I hate him.
Yeah, lick your fingers too. That's how you get all of it. Anyway,
This
Shannon
guy.
Sharpe, ready to fight. Steven Adams, big New Zealand, Australian motherfucker comes out of nowhere. Ja was just kind of standing there off to the side, scratching his head.
No, but he
You
was
know what I
talking
mean?
shit too. Ja Morant.
He
Ja
was talking shit, but then
too.
afterwards, he
No,
he
but
had his
he-
team.
no,
with
he
him.
got-
He was gonna-
No,
Ja
he
Morant
picked up
did
on it
come
when
in-
Dylan Brooks and Shannon Sharpe was going at it during the game.
Yeah.
Ja jumped in it and started talking shit to Shannon Sharpe too.
Right. I just think it's hilarious because, and Deb, please put this clip in. Shannon is known to, like, on air on his show Undisputed, like, tell fucking Skip Bayless, like, hey, like, these people think that if you spend $5,000 on a courtside ticket, you can do whatever you want, and you can't. And you gotta treat these players with respect. Meanwhile, he's like
Yeah, I mean,
just,
like, if
exposed
Dylan
himself,
Brooks-
really.
if Dylan was hooked off. What do you expect him to say?
Yeah, but
Like,
still, I mean, it's again, he's been on record saying like that shit's not okay. Like you
I
should
get
never
it.
do that. It doesn't matter. And then he go ahead and does it. So the brawl or the screaming match had him get people pushing off, and then John Morant's father pops up ready to fight. And you seen the height difference and the weight difference and the body mass difference of those two.
Well, there's a body.
I'm sure
the
John's father can
the
handle
height
it.
difference wasn't that crazy, but the body size was the.
Yeah, I
John
mean,
Morant's father type tall.
because Shannon looked like he was kind of going all hulky. I don't know if it was because he was wearing a tight shirt.
Shannon
But,
got
I mean,
like
his shit,
Shannon
like,
got
every-
40
like,
pounds on him.
You
right
could see, like, I felt like you could see the cuts in him. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? And fucking Ja's father coming over like fucking Joel Santana. right? I mean, dude, can we not? Like, my guy had the do-rag on, like the sunglasses chilling with the baggy pants. I'm like, what are you doing, dog? Obviously, though, it was separated. Shannon was removed, and then it came back and it was all love. But just real funny stuff. Did he address it on Undisputed? I don't watch that show, so
yeah, he did. He basically
he
apologized.
he gave an apology.
Obviously, after the Fox Network didn't want.
Hell yeah.
Guy
I
apologized.
don't want to fire you, buddy.
I think he just did the apology thing, but what I was gonna say, Dylan Brooks had issue with also Shannon Sharp being allowed to come back to the game.
Really?
Wow.
Well, they lost the game anyway. Shout out Dennis Schroeder, huh? That was fucking good for him, John. That was a good win for you guys.
That was a good steal. Dang, that was a good, nice comeback win. But what I was gonna say, yeah, Dylan Brooks had issue with Shannon Sharp coming back to the game, basically saying if it was any, I think he said if it was any other pedestrian, they would have got kicked out or something along the lines of that. Like,
100%. It probably would have been a lifetime ban. No, it would have been a lifetime ban.
No, but you know what I'm saying. But he didn't catch the shot. But basically, he called Shannon Sharp a pedestrian.
Oh yeah, well, damn. Yeah.
Like, if there was any other pedestrian, he would get kicked out. So it's basically like
but like, and again, it comes like, look, and it's gonna suck to say this, but you look at like Spike Lee, right? I mean, he gets in everybody's fave. Reggie gave him the choke, like all, like, you know what I mean? Like, some of these guys, like, I get it, like, you're passionate, like, you know, whatever. But it's like when you're like in that celebrity level, like Drake, like, you're a little too much, buddy. Like, you fucking relax. Like, we get it. We know who you are. We know that you're a fan. Or like, anyway, I'm not comparing the Shannon thing, but it's like I'm comparing their antics and the shit that they do to players. And I know it's all like jokes and shit and like love and they're like, hey man, stop beating this up, whatever, But they're still talking shit. If you catch a player on a bad day, like,
yeah, when you have fans like that, the other players show up to talk shit to those fans. So it's like, oh, he's in attendance and I know he fucks with them. Now I'm gonna try to kill this team and talk my shit.
Exactly. So I'm not a big fan of like courtside people and celebrity. But maybe because I'm jealous.
But the best part of the game was the game ended right in front of Shannon Sharp. Like, the last play for the Grizzlies came up, and I believe it was Desmond Bain. He stepped out of bounds. So you see Shannon Sharp celebrating, like pointing, like, out of bounds, yelling at the ref. Yeah. And so he's celebrating, like, out of bounds, it's over. Basically, the game is over. And, you know, it's funny, and I think at the end of the game, LeBron gave Shannon a hug, and you look at while they was talking to, you can see Shannon like, yo, they talk too much. That's like, you could read that, but I don't know what else was said, but that part you could read. He was basically telling LeBron, yeah, they talk too much. He probably thanking LeBron, like, yeah, thank you for beating them, Lee. He's probably thanking them. The Lakers won that game for Shannon Sharp, man. They won that.
Yeah, no, it was good. It's funny. I had my big celebration at work. I ended up leaving at midnight. I actually ended up catching that game at the fucking diner, right by my it was just the only thing on. It was 1 a.m. I was ready to go home, and got to see them finish that game. So from one potential brawl to the other, UFC this past weekend, 2 big fights. The only fights I really want to talk about. Didn't really get to see it, but obviously we know the results and we know the magnitude of it all. I always butcher his name, but Figueiredo. This was taken in Brazil, obviously Brazilian fighter. 3rd time taking on Moreno. Brendan Moreno fucked him up so bad that the doctors had to call the fight. Eyes shut. There was just tons of blood in this UFC from what from the clips that I saw. Moreno, after announced that he won, had to run out of the stadium. Mexican fighter, again, beating the Brazilian in Rio de Janeiro, losing his belt or taking his belt from him, had to run out of the stadium. Fans were throwing shit at him. Unbelievable stuff. Great fight. And then finally, Jamal Hill and Glover Teixeira. Again, another big gash, wide open cut, bleeding. Jamal Hill had had some, like, you could see that he was bleeding off the side of his head, and then once they dumped water in his corner, you saw all the blood gushing off through the side of his face. Unbelievable stuff. But he goes on and he wins in 5 rounds through decision, and he is the new light heavyweight champion of the UFC. And John, you said that there was a couple things going on in the heavyweight division, correct?
Francis Ngannou was stripped of his title.
R.I.P. That sucks. That's bullshit.
I think he stripped of his title, and he was released from his contract with UFC, so he's technically a free agent to do whatever he wants. I know they was trying to set up the big John Jones and Ngannou fight.
Ngannou, yeah.
Obviously, that's maybe for now that's not in the cards. Maybe in the future, who knows? You know, UFC guys have.
I mean, John. When was the last time John Jones fought, dude?
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't even think it's John Jones. That's what I'm saying. I think what's more important is what's next for Ngannou.
I'm not gonna lie. I understand what you're saying, but John Jones is just one of them guys that's just like, if you have to fight him, there's somebody not trying to fight.
Yeah, but
is he even? But like, is he even ready? Can he still fight?
That mystique has been. He hasn't fought in that's what
I'm saying.
4 years, bro.
There's rust there, and then at some point it's like
kind of gone right now.
Right, and you, when was the last time he got like? And again, I'm not trying to discredit him, even though the drug use, I'm not going to try to discredit him. But when was the last time he like sparred? Like, I don't know when is he training
to work out, but his last fight was February 8th, 2020.
Yeah, dude, that was 3 years ago. And if they fight in the middle of this year, it could be
his first fight in 3 years. Because they fight in March. They're fighting in March, so it'll be his first fight in 3 years. And
they're for sure gonna fight.
And he moved up a heavyweight, yeah.
All right. I mean, I guess we'll see.
I mean, we just gotta see it.
Listen, John Jones, that's a bad man.
Yeah,
man.
John, you still got faith in him, but I think Ngannou connects with one. Again, my whole thing is who is hitting as hard as Francis?
Yeah, but Francis
to John Jones right now. Like, who is he sparring with? Who is he training with? Who is he getting like connected with? Because again, part of training is getting hit.
Yeah, but John Jones is fighting Cyril Gane. That's his first heavyweight fight. It's gonna be versus Cyril Gane.
So that's the first fight.
Yeah, that's the first fight. That's official. Like, the Ngannou fight is off the books for right at this moment, but the official fight at heavyweight is Cyril Gane, who is 32. He's 6'3", and he's 245 pounds. So John Jones gonna have to put some weight on.
Jeez. All right. Well, from one contact sport to another, WWE. Raw is celebrating their 30 years of WWE Raw. Fucking unbelievable. From what I've seen, DX was there.
That's what that
Kurt Angle was there.
Stand for.
Yeah, XXX. Not Drew. We know you love it. We know you love it.
You know, it's funny. I seen a funny meme. It was like kids about to Google Raw XXX and have like a rude awakening. It was like a throwback picture of like Sable without the shirt on with the 2 black handprints on her shit.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It was like another picture of another female wrestler that basically had some some other shit on that wouldn't fly today, but it was just mad funny.
Of course it would have. Of course it would. I mean, that's just the WWE in a nutshell. That's what they do. That's who they are.
Old days, man. That's the good old days of WWE.
Yeah, man. Did you guys see that thing I sent you guys where it was the old school Raw theme song with the new wrestlers? I'm not gonna lie, that was one of my favorite actual Raw things. That was a good Raw thing. That was definitely a good Raw thing. Yeah, it was the best. It was the best. Hands down the best. There will be no better song. Yeah, I mean, there's just no.
You might have to do a future episode, do like a breakdown, like entrance for like SmackDown.
Because even SmackDown was Marilyn Manson's the Beautiful People, and that was another one.
That was one. That was one. SmackDown actually had a good one. I just can't think of what Can't think of it right now, but SmackDown actually had a good one.
SmackDown had the best.
Yeah, it was the beautiful people. I just said it. Oh, bodies, obviously. Then the bodies. Bodies are one of them.
There's something better
Let
than
the
that.
bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Oh, that's honestly the only reason why I'm into like that kind of like genre of music, if you will, is because of wrestling. There's really no other reason why any person of color should ever like that kind of music, unless of course you're rooting for Steve Austin to stunner somebody. Speaking of which,
we all did.
Steve Austin might be making a comeback. John, you said he's about to get a bag.
Yeah, that's apparently rumor has it they're offering him a lot of money to face one Roman Reigns.
And again, you loved the last time we saw Steve Austin at WrestleMania against Kevin Owens.
I enjoyed the hell out of that.
I thought it was horrible. I thought it was terrible.
You had too much expectation.
I don't know, man. It was bad. It was really sluggish.
It was
part of that has to do with no. I think part of that had to do with like Kevin Owens' shtick at that time when he was playing the heel and he's like, "Oh, I'm Canadian and fuck America, and I'm going to steal this move and I'm going to beat down the biggest American that you guys know." It was just he was sluggish and Steve was like, "I don't really want to be here."
Yeah, maybe the storyline buildup wasn't the best.
That's what I'm saying. And again, with the match itself too, Steve looked like he didn't want to be there. Kevin was kind of being a clown. Then you brought in that kid Austin, whatever the fuck his name is.
That was the next night.
Yeah, and then what's his name got the stunner too? The commentator. He used to be a wrestler too.
And then we had the one bash stunner when he tried to stun Vince McMahon and basically like missed. It's like, he kicked Vince McMahon and Vince McMahon fell. And he had to,
both of his knees broke again. Also, shout out. You guys remember that Royal Rumble where Vince came down and snapped both of his ACLs and just kind of sat?
No, he tore both his quads.
Was his quads?
No, it was both his quads. Yeah, either way, super funny.
What are the chances of doing some shit like that? Like,
he was being ridiculous. You're walking down,
bro. Like
walking down
like this. Fucking, you're
ready to like do some shit, and you try to get up. It's like, oh shit, and then it's like, it's over.
I mean, yeah. Listen, steroids make you look good, but they don't really build your muscles. You look like you're 87 years old. Don't do that. He was probably like 65.
But also talking about Stone Cold comeback. There's been a lot of space before this even came out. There's been a lot of speculation of Stone Cold coming back. He's been posting like workout videos, and everybody's like, "Oh, Stone Cold is trying to get ready." And he's been posting like some workout videos, but his response was he felt like he looked like shit, so he just wants to work out and get his body right. That's what his response was to it. But there's been speculation. I know it's been speculation for like a good 3-4 years now. Rock versus Roman Reigns. Apparently, they saying The Rock said he's not in wrestling shape, which probably most likely is
The Rock
true.
ain't going.
When was the last time he actually did some wrestling moves or something? I know The Rock how The Rock looks and he works out, but when was the last time he,
right.
Like some wrestling?
Yeah, got like right. Yeah. No, but again, same thing I was saying about John Jones.
I'm pretty sure like you could be in shape and you start doing some of these like wrestling things. You're like, holy shit, like working out body parts you ain't never worked out before, running rope to rope, doing hops and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure. But for sure. Speaking of wrestling, Royal Rumble is this Saturday, so we gotta look out.
I was gonna say that. That was gonna be the next thing I was gonna say. Might watch it.
This Saturday, we might get some surprises. Who knows? This is how they start the.
That's what I mean.
We're about to enter WrestleMania season.
Road to WrestleMania.
That's my favorite season of wrestling. Like WrestleMania.
It's the only time of the year that I actually will try to watch as many Monday Night Raws as I can. For some reason, I think it's because it's on a Friday and I'm just kind of like, I'm not gonna, I got some shows I got to catch up on. I won't do a SmackDown, but I'll catch like 20 minutes of SmackDown. But mostly I try to watch as much Raw as I can.
I've never liked the Friday move for SmackDown. I felt like they should have kept it on Thursday.
Thursday night SmackDown was the shit.
I think what played a role in that was the arrival of Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, Thursday Night Football, 100%. Yeah,
I think that played a role.
John. Look at you. Do you know how to transition or what? Do you? Speaking of Thursday Night Football, let's talk about the divisional round. As we always do, We will go in order.
talk
I will
about
get the
this?
timer out though if you guys still want to do your little 40 yard dash.
There's only 2 of
Drew,
them.
we will start with you. Since you're asking me too many questions.
It's only
So
2
I will
of us,
put
though. Like,
30 seconds or 40 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, we can do a 40-yard dash, and then when we start talking football, we get more in depth.
Yeah, I really want to go into depth of the games. It's a 40-yard dash, right? I want to go into depth.
40-yard dash. So it's 40 seconds.
I want to go into depth of the games. Obviously, we had, Johnny's Giants playing, my wife's 49ers playing. We had the Cowboys do what the Cowboys do. We had I'm missing a game. Am I missing a game?
Jaguars and Bengals Bills.
Yeah. And then obviously, and then of course the battle of I don't even know what you want to call it. But I guess the battle of the young quarterbacks with Burrow and Allen, the battle of the Jays. Those boys put on what we thought would be a show, but we'll get to it. All right, Drew, your 40 seconds starts now.
I mean, what I really gotta say is like we had really 2 good games in the Jaguars and Kansas City and Cowboys 49ers, and we had really 2 like go away games because they really, what am I trying to say? 2 really blowout games when you've seen the Bengals, Bills, and fucking.
All right, that's time, Drew. That's
Bengals,
time.
Bills,
That's time. That's
time.
But don't worry, we're gonna get into in-depth analysis. It's okay. All right, Johnny, your turn and your time starts now.
I just want to hide, man. Go under my covers and hide. My team got shellacked on Saturday.
I told you.
Listen. The better team did what they were supposed to do. I had to have faith, man. It was a divisional round, though. We at least go out a little harder, but it is what it is. We got shellacked. Pat Mahomes ended Trevor Lawrence undefeated Saturday streak. My man Trevor Lawrence was looking like Taker at WrestleMania, but the streak has been broken. Josh Allen, I would have thought would have put on a better show, but Bengals took easy on thing. How about them Cowboys? That's the only thing I can be happy about this weekend. Woo.
All right. Okay. Like I said, we will go in order. Honestly, like we said, not great games. Super Wild Card weekend was awesome. We had the Jaguars upset. We had the Giants. I wouldn't even really call that an upset because we all know Vikings are frauds. Dev would agree. But yeah, fun games last week. This week, not so much. But like I said, we start in order. First game Saturday, as John said, Trevor Lawrence, his streak is broken. Final score: Chiefs 27, Jaguars 20. Hats off to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I want to quickly talk about them because I think we're going to get more in depth with the Chiefs. Hats off to them. Hats off to Doug Peterson. What a change! What a difference! Finished the season 9-8, winning a wild card game, winning. I mean, they were the underdog. Beating the C-words or the Chargers. The Chargers. Obviously, the Chargers are the Chargers. Also, I want to give as much credit as I can to Trevor Lawrence without sounding like a hater, because I kind of wanted him to be a bust because we couldn't get him because we had the second pick.
Well, that kind of fucked ourselves with that. I won 2 games I was supposed to win.
Yeah. Brandon Mann, I don't want him on my team anymore. But listen, the Jets are looking at different offensive coordinators. I'm good to give Zach one more chance, but we should bring in another veteran. We'll talk about that in like fucking 3 months. I'm not ready to talk about that right now. Or
one
unless,
thing
of
I'll
course,
say is, no offense is like not the thing. Ain't nothing wrong with practicing a little patience, man. Patience. New York's a hard.
No, of course.
New York's a hard place to play.
And again, I think you guys can all agree with me here. And I know if Kevin and Dev were here, they would definitely back me up a little bit more. I've had issues with LaFleur since last year. I've been questioning his play calling. I've been questioning everything he's done. And again, I get it. I gave him a pass last year. It was the first time calling the plays. First time actually getting off of Kyle Shanahan's teat and making decisions. I didn't like that he was didn't go up into the booth. I think he went into the booth halfway through the season last year. I don't really want to get into the Jets though. We're here about the Jaguars. Shout out to Trevor Lawrence for staying in the locker room too, or staying in the tunnel to make sure that he dapped up all of his players after. Kind of gave them, embraced them all, let them know, hey, listen, we had a good season, we lost, but it is what it is. But I think the biggest story coming out of this game, Patrick Mahomes goes down in the third quarter.
I'm not glad I say look.
Sorry,
the second quarter.
Second quarter. Patrick Mahomes goes down in the second quarter. He kind of got hit from the front and the back, and then he kind of got rolled over on. It looked like he wanted to keep playing. Ultimately, Andy Reid said, "No, you're done. You got to go get an X-ray." You could see the frustration in Patrick Mahomes. Also, shout out Chad Henne. I mean, started that drive on like the 98 and took it down, got them in position to score. And I mean, they walked away with 3, I believe, right?
That was the longest. That was the longest drive in Chiefs playoff history. Who would have thought Chad Henne would have the longest drive in Chiefs playoff history?
Yeah.
Now that they have my man's Pat Mahomes playing for them.
I'm a big supporter of backups who have like excellent, great, awesome quarterbacks in front of them. Chase Daniel, Chad Henne, Jordan Love, like these guys where they can come in, they can do like, oh, let me do like a little bit of this. All right, cool. And then you solidified your job. You got an extra $10 million coming to you next year. They're going to extend your contract. God forbid. Hey, listen, if we lose Patrick Mahomes, at least Chad Henne can take us up 99 yards to get us a field goal at least, at the very minimal. But Mahomes, obviously X-rays came back, looked like they were okay. But that does cause some concern going into the AFC Championship game. Again, not going to be played in Atlanta, not going to be played in a dome, going to be played in Kansas City. And we'll talk about that game when we get to it, because they will go on to take on the Bengals. But yeah, all in all, Chiefs took care of business. Obviously, it was a little sloppy with the Mahomes injury. Travis Kelce, I believe, is now the second most all-time, second or first all-time in postseason receptions, closest to Randy Moss. So I believe the list goes Randy Moss, Travis Kelce, Julian Edelman, believe it or not.
Julian Edelman caught a lot of passes, man.
Yeah, because they were in the fucking playoffs all the time. Using
that's what I say.
Insane. All right. John, I kind of wanted Kev to be on here for this too, so you wouldn't be alone. Typically when it comes to Giants games, I kind of let you. Huh? Yeah. All right. So I'll quickly. The next game we're going to talk about, final score 38-7, full shit pumping. Your boy called it. And I'm gonna show you a text I sent to another one of my Giant friends, Giant fan friends. That should make you feel good. It should make you feel good. I did call Kevin right before, probably about like 3 hours before the game, and I'm gonna like ad lib here a little bit, but this is mostly what he said. I said, "Hey man, what are you doing? My wife's working the Giants game. Like, do you want to come out?" And he was like, "Nah, man. Like, I got an Eddie, short for edible. I got an Eddie in the crib. Like, I got some, I got my bottle. I got some beers. Like, I need to be alone. Like, God forbid this game gets out of hand. If when I want to be sad, I want to be depressed. I want to be sad. I want to be depressed. I want to be in my house." And I said, "Hey, listen, man, I'm actually rooting for you. I want you to win this game. I don't think you will, but I'm rooting for you." He turns out he was right. Eagles just shit pumped you the entire first half. Giants finally get on the board in the third quarter there. And then that was it. Last time. So John, honestly, why don't you just give me what you can? Drew and I will shut up. Maybe we'll add in if you want to bounce off of us, but talk about your season, talk about how far you've come. Also, this is the Giants have not won in Philadelphia since 2003. Correct. If I'm not wrong. I think it's been 11 years.
2013.
So yeah.
We got our ass kicked. The Eagles score that first Giants possession. Eagles score. We come down the field. Daniel Jones had an opportunity on third down to scramble for the first, and he tripped over Andrew Thomas's feet. And after that, it just went left. We ended up going for it on 4th and 8. I think Daniel Jones ends up getting sacked. Daniel Jones got sacked 5 times. Do you know each member of the Eagles defensive line has 10 sacks apiece?
Oh yeah, no, I knew that going into. I think I mentioned that here. I mentioned that.
Listen,
I think it was week 16 or 15 where they got that. So
the Eagles, that's a super team. You want to talk super teams? People just gave them players. They gave them good players. Like, oh, this.
yeah,
player
Roquan Smith came there late. Who was the other one? Robert Quinn.
They had Quinn.
Yeah.
Gardner
Roquan
Johnson.
Smith. Yep.
Bradbury was on the Giants. We let him go.
Dude, and, like, listen. So, like I said, I went to my wife's job. Tons of Giants fans everywhere. There was a guy, I should have taken a picture of him. Looked exactly like a clone of Eli Manning's clone of Daniel Jones. So he was like he had Eli Manning DNA and Daniel Jones DNA, and he was sitting behind me. The only difference, he had like burnt orange, like blonde hair. I wanted to take a picture and send it to the group, but it was going to be creepy, and he was obviously visibly upset. But yeah, watching it with those Giants fans, and like I just felt bad, man. I
quiet every now and then. Yo, what the fuck? Man?
Yeah. But then the touchdown happened, and they were like, "Yeah, we can do this," and I was like, "Oh, fucking no, you can't." Like, I mean, at this point, what are you doing?
We just couldn't stop the Eagles. Like that team is just that team's just an onslaught, man. We just couldn't stop. But overall, I enjoyed the Giants season. They did much better than I expected. You know, obviously I root for my team. We made it to the playoffs. We got a playoff win, so you can't really, can't knock it.
Oh yeah, Daniel Jones has a playoff win.
So no.
I'm gonna give you the text I sent my friend, and I meant to send this to you and Kev too. I think I did. I maybe I didn't. I said, listen.
Kev, you ain't sending me.
I said, listen. They had a weak schedule. Not incorrect. Not incorrect. They had a weak schedule and played horrible down the stretch. If you look at their last games down the stretch, they beat the Commanders on some bullshit, which we all agree, right? Yeah, that Commanders win. They beat the Texans and then the Colts, I believe, were the last 3 games. It was I know I have them out of order, but what were the last 3 games you guys played?
The Texans game was before the Commanders game.
Right, so it was Texans, Commanders, Colts, right? No.
It might have been that way. Texans.
No, because Colts played Houston after. No.
It was Commanders, Vikings, Colts.
Right. Exactly. That's how it ended. And again, I said they played horrible towards the end of the season, played a terrible Vikings team, and got eliminated by the 1 seed in the NFC. The takeaway is Daboll is a good coach. Team plays hard for him, but until you get more talent and also potentially a new quarterback, you have a great future. I think you do. I think I think Daniel Jones this season, and again, you can, if this sounds like, hey, John, correct me if I'm wrong. I think he outplayed himself. I think Daboll coached him up good enough to get to where they got to. I mean, they finished the season. Let's not be wrong here. They did finish the season 9-7-1. Okay, it's not like it's an astronomical thing. Again, there was a 9-8 team that went to the playoffs and also got a playoff win too. Again, good coach. They got them there. Doug Peterson, Daboll. I would put them in the same kind of lumping for Coach of the Year. We've said this. Nick Sirianni also up there. Shanahan also up there. A lot of guys winning with a roster that they probably didn't expect to have. But I think Daniel Jones played good enough, especially in that Vikings game, to be like, hey, look, we can pay this guy. He is the guy. And then you see this game where you're playing a legitimate defense in a legitimate setting at home. I'm sorry, on the road in enemy territory, divisional game, right? And then Daniel Jones kind of showed who he was, right? So if I'm the Giants, if I'm the GM, I'm giving him, a prove it contract. Hey, listen, we'll keep you on, but we are still gonna kind of look, Listen, the job is yours until it's not. But if we find someone that can take your job, they're going to take your job. You can agree or disagree with me.
No, that's very understandable. But what I'll say is, Daniel Jones took the stride. Now get a whole second season under Daboll,
I agree.
and we add other pieces. If he continues to traject, you could say this is a season that he went up. If the next season he goes up again, it's like,
oh well, yeah, then you have something. Yeah, then you have something. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Daboll just might be one of those coaches. Like, for example, I say D'Antoni is like a point guard coach in the NBA. Any point guard I play with D'Antoni, average, slightly above average, he's gonna play amazing for D'Antoni. D'Antoni gonna get him good, and he's gonna put up some elite numbers. He might be slightly average, above average.
Yeah,
point guard.
I agree with you.
Might be. Daboll might be one of those coaches. So, first season, I feel like obviously Daniel Jones is not Daboll's guy. You know, like the new regime. That's not.
Yeah, I think he wants his own quarterback.
Eventually, I think so, but I think they had like a leash on Daniel Jones throughout the season. Like they limited him because they wanted to see what he did, and I think towards the end of the season, there was a little more comfortability, or there was a little more comfortable letting him, taking long shots or whatnot. I think we need some extra help on the line. The Giants could use an extra linebacker.
I think you need receivers.
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
I can't name your receivers, dude. I can't name any pass catcher on the New York Giants. Like, again, that's a guy. Listen, I can name the guys. I know Darius Slayton. Lawrence Cager used to be a Jet, once a Jet, always a Jet. But there's just no guys on that team. The guy on that offense.
You don't got to shoot number one.
You have one guy, and the one guy is Saquon Barkley. I'm just saying, like, name-wise, right? You know what I mean? Like, you look all around the league, right? Like, you go to the Bills, right? Stephon Diggs. Gabe Davis made a name for himself. Josh Allen made a name for himself, right? San Francisco 49ers. You got Debo. You got Brandon Ayuk, who made a name. George Kittle made it. Obviously, he's the name. He's a guy. Christian McCaffrey, he's a guy. That's a guy. These are names. It's like the Giants. I look at the Giants offense and I go, all right, they got Saquon. Like, that's a guy. Everybody else are just, they seem like.
Listen, our best receiver had the second highest drop rate in the league this year. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And that's huge. That's a big. I love Slayton. He has to fix that, but the Giants need a number one receiver. Galladay was supposed to be that. We paid Galladay.
Yeah. You paid him a lot of money.
We paid him, and he's not working out, man. My man's out there getting blocks and shit like that. But we got to see what the Giants do with his contract, obviously. But, yeah, the defense, we need to add some more pieces to the defense. We need like a sure thing at linebacker. We had Blake Martinez, who was solid.
I'm going to tell you something right now. That kid, Love, I think he's a safety.
Yeah, Julian Love.
Yeah. If you don't sign him, I'll fucking sign him. I'll sign him right the fuck now. You got a player over there. You got a player, and you better keep him. I know his contract's up. He's one of
the notable players that the Giants have to sign this offseason.
Yeah, 1 million percent. 1 million percent.
He's definitely, he has been a very solid safety. If I could say he was our best defensive back this year, because Adoree and McKinney both went down, but those are our three best defensive backs. Two of them being safeties and Adoree being our number one corner. But those are our best three in the secondary right there.
Yeah.
But we definitely need Julian Love to come back. But you just gotta see how they manage the cap, because we definitely got. Listen, I know people don't want to sign running back, but
yeah, you got to sign Saquon. I mean, and honestly, if I know Saquon's going to want his money, because running backs definitely do want their money. But honestly, if I'm Saquon and I'm buying in, and again, I'm just putting myself in this as like, and this is more of like, because we're fans, right? So like, we can say this. I don't think the players will ever actually say this. But like, if I'm Saquon and like, I know that we're tight for cap. I know that, like, hey, listen, like, I trust this coach. I trust this GM. I know that we could make something happen. We could potentially make another run. Hey, this year I'll go on a franchise tag. You give me like the minimum that you can give me on a franchise tag. We do this one more time. Hey, listen, if this shit doesn't work out, I'm fucking gone. Either you trade me or you pay me or you let me go test the free agent market. But hopefully, I mean, again, because I think that'll work out great for you guys. Because in that way you don't have to make Saquon the highest paid running back in the NFL, because unfortunately that's the way it goes. It doesn't matter if your productivity was up. I mean, he bet on himself. He had one of the best years of his career, right? Contract year. So he should get top running back money.
He should get paid. Remember what you said.
And he's going to demand that. But again, if he knows that, like, hey, listen,
I think he's gonna get paid. I don't think he's gonna. I don't think
you don't think he'll take the tag.
No, I think they'll work out a deal. I think New York is where he wants to be, and I think, like you said, he obviously wants to get paid. He'll probably sign like a solid contract. He'll probably add like bonuses and incentives if he gets this or play a certain amount of games or stuff like that. They'll probably add certain shit where he'll get the extra boost to his contract. I think they'll work it out. But like you said, he's the one guy that the Giants have on offense.
Yeah.
You get it. Like the one guy.
Yeah, he's the one guy. And again, like that's why I think if I'm him, I go, hey, you don't give me all this money. You get guys for me. Like, I don't care if it's in free agency. I don't care if it's in the draft. Like, I'm going to give you the wiggle room to go get names. Like, get me a guy. Get me a, I don't know who's a big, wide receiver free agent this year, but like, get me a, like,
there's only
it's
one
not going to happen, but
name.
get me like a DeAndre Hopkins-esque type guy, right? Give me try to get.
There's only one guy I can name that's currently a free agent.
Who?
There's like a whole hoopla. My man Odell.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work out, but you can get Odell.
Yeah, I'm just naming the top receiver. That's the only one I can know that's available in free agency is Odell.
Yeah. All right, and that's enough about the Giants. I do want to move on to the next game, but I do also want to give flowers to the Eagles. Obviously, they played like a number one seed. Also, I heard this crazy stat today. Boston Scott has 16 touchdowns in his entire career in the NFL. 11 of those touchdowns have come when he's played the New York Giants. So he is a giant killer. I think that they were kind of fucking with you guys, and I didn't really like it. I thought it was a little disrespectful, to be honest. But the Eagles are rolling. They proved why they were the number one seed.
When you're on top, you can do what you want, man.
Yeah, they proved that they belong. They deserve to be the number one seed. The NFC comes through the link, as they call it, CenturyLink Stadium. It goes through the link. They have a tough matchup coming up. We'll get to that team next. After this other one. Next after next. But yeah, man, Eagles look dangerous. Their defense looks great. Their offense looks great. Jalen Hurts is healthy. Lane Johnson fully healthy. Just beating the shit out of Kayvon Thibodeau, who, again, arguably one of the best rookie defensive linemen in the draft class this year. I mean, started right away. Was very good.
All-pro rookie.
All pro. Yeah, with
Hutchinson was
Sauce
one
Gardner
edge.
and
He was the one edge. Hutchinson was the other one edge, and
Thibodeau was the other edge. And again, that's huge. That's great. Great season for him. But on to my Cincinnati Bengals, Drew. Don't fall asleep on us now. My Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Buffalo Bills in Orchard Park. Snowy weather. DeMar Hamlin there. Although also, I'm not trying to be insensitive here. I thought it was hilarious every time. I don't know if you guys watched the game, but they kept trying to cut to DeMar Hamlin, but it was like snowing and he was in the booth. And you couldn't see him.
You really couldn't see him.
Yeah. And they're like, God damn it. Like, can you like get up to the fucking like screen? And, like, you see him doing the heart or whatever. And, obviously did his best. But John, and I was kind of bring this up with Dayball. You calling him a guru. Yo, dude. I mean, Dayball has gotten all of the credit fixing Josh Allen, fixing his accuracy issues, fixing where he how he makes his reads. He had his best season with Daboll as his offensive coordinator. Now, when you're removed from Daboll, obviously the Bills do go 13-3, but disappointing loss here. 27-10, the Bengals overtake the Bills. And I mean, this game wasn't even like, it didn't even feel to me, just watching, it didn't even feel like the Bills were going to come back. I had a future on the Bills. I wanted the Bills to win. I think I said this last week, is that like, it's going to be hard for me to pick against my Bengals, but I have a future on the Bills. I'm thinking with my wallet. I'm not thinking with my brain. And then I remembered that Joe Burrow is just a fucking stud. Like you
really think about it, they had weapons all across the field because Joe Mixon was like gashing them for each run.
Forget it. I mean, yeah, Joe Mixon, T. Higgins is the number one on any team. Talk about a guy, talk about a name. John, they got 2 number ones on their team. I mean, I'm sure you'd give up your left nut for a T. Higgins. I mean, did you see that fucking disgusting, like, one-armed catch that he almost brought in? The only reason why he didn't catch it because it bounced off his knee?
Yeah, the team is
team is solid, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, the Bengals
team is loaded.
It's a good team. Like, it's not even just Joe Burrow, to be honest.
The team is loaded. I don't want to jump too far in the conversation, but if that team happens to advance,
yeah, and we'll talk about it. I just want
to say we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get into it, but that team, I'm just gonna say, that team happens to advance. I'm not gonna lie. Those 2 defenses that's left, it's gonna be a tough night for Joey Burrow if he advances.
I mean, even if, I mean, the guy took he took 1 sack this game. And again, if you look back to last year where he took 9 and still won the game, the Bengals are exactly where they were last year. Almost like it. Like, and you couldn't make this up. They are exactly where they were last year. They're going to an AFC Championship game with the Kansas City Chiefs, who they have taken care of since Joe Burrow has been this quarterback. The last 4 games that the Chiefs and the Bengals have played, the Bengals had not only beat the Chiefs, but beat them comfortably.
But and they just got gifted an injury with
exactly with Mahomes' ankle injury. Who knows what's going to happen?
That shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an interesting game, man.
Yeah, I think
I'm ready. Sunday football coming up, man.
I don't, because I feel this. I kind of feel the
same
way
think
about
they're gonna
the
take
other
over
side.
The NFC though, because I really think the Eagles and 49ers are really like,
yeah, they're just too good. They're just
too good over them.
Right. And we'll get to the Niners in a bit. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough, but I think if the Bengals go to back-to-back Super Bowls, I think it's going to be impossible to beat them. I think Joe is just going to have his like LSU moment again. Him and Jamar Chase running the same routes they want to win the national championship game. Joey just fucking puffing on cigars, fucking doing his thing. Like, that's the shit that scares me, because I want the Niners to go, and I can't sit in my apartment with my wife watching the Super Bowl and like in my head going, fuck yeah, to like Joe Burrow, because I do appreciate it. I do want a fun game. I do want a fun game.
Come on, war, son.
You
Bengals, you 49ers. We stay on the opposite end. We battling.
No, I can't.
Nah, come on. I don't think I can. Come on, that would be fun.
I have an affinity for Joe Burrow. Obviously, like, I love the 49ers.
That would be fun as hell. Stop.
But I can't deal with my wife if she like goes. Honestly,
I'm not gonna lie. If now going to Super Bowl, I have to for the Niners.
Yeah, no, I have to. I have no choice. I have no choice.
Yeah. Who do you think's watching the game with?
Pussy.
I'll be cut off for life, dude. I'll be cut off for life if I start wearing fucking orange and black. But yeah, no, I like I said, Bengals looked like they had it in hand. I mean, Jamar Chase just too strong for everyone, too good, too quick, too fast. And like I said, even though there were moments here, I would probably more specifically in like the third and fourth quarter, I'm like, oh man, like, you know, maybe the Bills can try to find a way to wake
I
up. And
didn't believe in the Bills since
No,
from last game because
it's fortunate.
it was unfortunately when they took so hard to beat the Miami. I would thought they would just run Rasha of Miami, but
Right.
and when they didn't do that, I knew it was gonna be hard facing.
Right. No, I mean,
Burrow,
it does seem, and again, I want to get back to the conversation I was having with you, John, about the Giants. And it doesn't really have to do with the pass catchers because Dawson Knox, I think, is a great tight end. Obviously, Stephon Diggs and Gabe Dave, two crazy 1-2 punches for your 1 and your 2. I think they kind of evenly match up with the Bengals in that. But Drew, you alluded to it before. I mean, Joe Mixon was just dicing him. And the Bills have been saying for years that they're building this run defense or this run offense, and Singletary was nowhere to be found. I mean, yeah, they did finish. They finished in like the top 5 of rushing, but it was all Josh Allen. So like a lot of this, and again, like we see this all the time with Josh Allen, is that he does these like crazy rollouts where he just fucking, like plays Madden, like just hits like 6 buttons. And Stephon Diggs is out there, John Brown is out there, Gabe Dave is out there. Somebody's going to come down with it, and I felt like he had to put a lot of that on him. And I don't want to say this about him because I do like him as a quarterback, but he almost has this like Aaron Rodgers thing with him where he just plays hero ball, and he's like, no, I gotta, and again, a little, it's crazy, a little Zach Wilson too, where he like the decision he makes, it's like, dude, you don't have to do that right now. Like, what do you? Like, I can't agree with down. Like, what do you like? You don't like, you don't have to take off and run. You don't have to like, throw that shit away. And from what I have noticed too, watching more and more Bills games, especially the last divisional game where he tried to beat the shit out of fucking the Miami lineman. What's his name? Wilkins. He tried to push him and then it fell over. Josh, like, I like him. And again, I like him. I think he's a good leader. I like that he's got like handshakes with everybody. But he's kind of a bitch. Like, he's kind of like a little bit of a diva. When shit doesn't go his way, he gets a little like, he's throwing helmets and he's fighting and he's pushing guys. And I don't know, like when he's winning, he's all smiles, Josh Allen, right? But then he's got this like weird tendency where he just starts to like melt down and starts to fight. I mean, he was getting chippy with everybody towards the end of that game. I would say it would probably start in the start of the third quarter. But yeah, not good. Losing at home in the snow, their field, their territory, their elements. And, now you look back at the Bills in the last couple of years since Josh Allen has been there. They've lost the Chiefs almost every time. First time losing to the Bengals here. But it doesn't look like they can get over that hump. So again, get a running back. I know they were in the running for Christian McCaffrey. They couldn't get him. They need a running back bad.
They need a running back bad. There's gonna be some running backs available. Josh Jacobs' contract is up. There's gonna be some talent in free agency. So free agency in in March.
Yeah,
NFL free agency in March. Draft is in May or April?
It's in April. Draft is in April.
Didn't they change it?
I believe it's in April. It better not be in May or March.
No,
if it's in March, I'll be happier. Let's see.
NFL free agency is in March, but
yeah, free agency for sure is in March. But the draft officially is April 27th through April 29th. And it's going to be in Kansas.
It's almost time for Combine Part 2, motherfuckers. It's almost time. Ed wasn't in Combine Part 1.
So. What are you going to be into this one?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, we gotta do Combine Part 2. That shit was lovely. And we just gotta come up with some more things. Do the same shit we did last year and add like 3-4 more drills to it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But all right. Next up, last game last night. Ugly game. Not
beautiful game. I don't know what Ed's talking about. The game was beautiful.
Not the best. Not the best.
Beautiful.
For Cowboy haters for sure. Final score 19-12 in favor of the San Francisco 49ers. I think we should, obviously, we'll save the Cowboys for last because I know John's going to want to really dunk on them. I know I have a lot to say about it too.
All I'm gonna say, I know my team got
let's
but my team ain't go out like that. That last play, at least my team ain't go out like that. Cause holy fuck.
I mean, your team, they scored 7 points. They got shit pumped. I mean, at least this, John, at least this game kind of maybe.
No. Hey, I understand that. Look, just think about it. The Eagles are supposed to kill us. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you can say whatever about my team. They were supposed to kill us. But that last play the Cowgirls ran, woo,
yeah, that was dumb. That was dumb. Big time.
We'll get into it, bro.
Dumb. But just quickly on the 49ers side, the winning side, we'll get on them. Don't worry. We'll dunk on them. On the 49ers side, again, not a great game. Again, Brock Purdy, sixth win in a row, 12 for the Niners in a row since he's taken over, 6 in a row. But since the Niners have gone on this beautiful run, 12 in a row for them. It wasn't a great game for them. Brock kind of played like a rookie, kind of played like Mr. Irrelevant, kind of played like the last pick in the draft. But from what we could see and what we've seen and these last 6 games, like, yeah, and like especially these last two playoff games. I know Kev and Dev were very he's a rookie and the moment's gonna come. And when you play a defense like this, I knew that was coming. And almost exactly what I told them would happen actually happened. I said, I think you're gonna see him struggle in the first half. I think you're gonna see him kind of adjust, kind of like let the moment not be too big for him, and then just kind of just sit in the pocket and make some throws, which he did. A lot of them were bad. Shout out to George Kittle. George Kittle did everything he possibly could. I mean, that one-handed reel in, and then I think the catch itself, like, the concentration to keep that catch itself is not as much as what I'm going to give him for reeling it in and pulling away from Trayvon Diggs, because Trayvon Diggs was going to fucking blow his whole shit up. And again, that would have been ruled a catch. That could have been a fumble. That could have been the complete momentum of the game. Instead, it was in favor of the Niners. And like I said, Brock really settled in. He didn't really have to do too much. He made those big throws, although that one was off to Kelsey. There was a couple of miscommunications with Deebo, but then the Niners did what the Niners do, and they stuck to the run. They were pounding Elijah Mitchell. Shout out Elijah Mitchell, also had a great game. The Cowboys kind of shut down Christian McCaffrey. Don't think that's going to happen against the Eagles.
I think he got a little banged up towards the end of the game. That's why you see.
Yeah, he was stretching out his calf a lot. So we'll monitor that issue. But as we know with the Niners, it does not matter who the running back is. They will always be good. Christian McCaffrey is just, and you know what drives me fucking crazy is that the Niners will have Elijah Mitchell, Kittle, Deebo, Ayuk, and Kittle all out there. And Deebo could be lined up at the fullback. Juszczyk could be lined up as a tight end. Kittle can be lined up as a fullback. And McCaffrey's out there at wideout. And like fucking Mitchell's in the slot. And it just, like, how do you defend that? Like, how do you even know where it's going? How do you know what they're planning? It's insane watching them like lined up on the field with all those versatile players. But yeah, Niners are good. Proved that they're the 2 seed.
Fred Warner's
yeah.
That's a monster.
And you know what's even crazier? They got like no sacks. They hardly got a sack on Dak this week. And they still seem like they dominated this team.
They still put pressure on him. They still made some of those throws come out. That they was against him or was against him. But Fred Warner.
Yeah,
that defense.
I want to shout out to Fred Warner too. The 49ers safe his name. What is his name?
Talking about the safety?
2022. The safety that was trained by Troy Polamalu.
I know you're talking about.
Because he is also Hawaiian.
There was a play where he had like an open run at Dak and he missed Dak. He could have really.
Oh, plenty.
I know you're talking about. I think his last name starts with like an M. I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Okay. No, it's an H, and it's Tulona Hafuga. Yeah,
Hafuga.
he is something else. It was crazy too because, like, again, watching the game, sitting on the couch with my wife, I see this guy fly, and I'm like, Jesus Christ! I was like, what is that, Troy Polamalu out there? Because he had the hair, he had the tattoo on his arm. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And then, of course, boom, right away, they're like, oh yeah, trained by Troy Polamalu in Hawaii. I'm like, this motherfucker. Like, I was like, he just second coming to Troy. So yeah, should be, I think, in my opinion, no matter what happens in either of these games, I think it's going to be like it was in the last couple of years, where the AFC Championship game and the NFC Championship game are the Super Bowls, and the Super Bowl is going to kind of just be like we know it was a party, we got to watch it, but I don't care who goes.
Nah,
I don't know who's going to be there, but I think it may not be a blowout either way. I hope it's a good game, but I think that the real Super Bowls are the AFC and NFC Championship games, respectively.
If the Eagles,
what?
If the Eagles and like say the Bengals go to the Super Bowl, that's gonna be a great game. That's not gonna be no blah game.
No, I think it's gonna be.
That's not gonna be a blah game.
Oh,
I think offense. No. So the AFC Championship game, 1,000,000% shootout. It's gonna be a shootout. There's gonna be guys throwing balls everywhere, fucking slinging it, fucking mad points are gonna be scored. I'm taking the over in that. I don't even know what the line is. I don't care what the line is. The NFC Championship game, that is gonna be all defense. It's gonna be hard hits. It's gonna be fucking struggling to run the football, even though they both have dynamic run games. I think that the run games are going to get shut down. It's going to have to be on Brock Purdy's arm and Jalen Hurts' arm. But I think ultimately one of these two guys sneak away. One of these little runs kind of make a nice little break, and that's going to be the difference in the game. And then now when you take that into the Super Bowl level, like you said, if it's Eagles Bengals, again, that Eagles run defense is going to shut it down. But then Joe Burrow could just sit there, take hits, and throw. That's what he's known for. So that could also be a shootout.
Eagles got Slade and Bradbury and Gardner Johnson, so they got 3 tough corners.
That's what I'm saying. It'll be fun regardless. But I don't think it's going to be. I think it'll be a clear cut like how it has been recently, unfortunately. But I think we're going to have some really, really good games this weekend. It's going to be so much fun, and I can't wait.
As of right now, the Bengals is 1-point favorites, and the total is 47 flat.
Take the over. Hammer the over.
Over. And plus, you may say it's a shootout. We gotta see how Patrick Mahomes' ankle holds up, though.
And I think that's why it'll be a shootout, because he's just gonna be like, I'm gonna get this ball out quick. I'm just gonna Kelsey.
Pat Mahomes with the hobble ankle still threw a jump touchdown pass.
Yeah, and Pat Mahomes Pat Mahomes at 80% is like most quarterbacks in the league at 110%. So let's call it what it is. It's the truth. Like there's no
difference. He's gonna be a little immobile, but that ball's still gonna be flying everywhere. He's still gonna be.
Yeah, his arm's not hurt. He's fine. All right, now John, we talked on the Niners. Now we can talk about the Cowboys. I do want to quickly talk before we go. Brett Maher, poor Brett Maher, probably gonna not have a job next year.
Probably not.
Obviously missing those field goals. They didn't matter because they did beat the Bucs and they did go on to win here. They went on to play against the Niners. But Brett Maher, also shout out to the Niners, man. They were fucking rude as shit. Brett Maher's trying to practice. They're playing mind games. They're practicing. They're talking. They're bullshitting right in front of where he's taking kicks. Jerry Jones comes down from the booth, has a conversation with Brett Maher, and after the Dalton Schultz touchdown to put the Cowboys up 6-3 on the Niners, his field goal, his point after, is blocked. And you think that that's going to be the end of him. You think that he's going to not, he'll miss everything going forward, and that's going to be the story of this game. No, turns out he's the only guy that's going to score points for the Cowboys for the rest of the game. I also want to quickly shout out Stephen A. Smith doing the pinky to Michael Irvin. Say it again. Say another motherfucking word. He wouldn't say that, but I'll say it for you, Stephen A. Came out with the Jerry curls and everything. Michael Irvin, Sucks to suck, buddy. Cowboys are the Cowboys. Cowboys did the Cowboys thing. I've said it on here. Hundreds. Dev agreed with me that if there was any year that the Cowboys were going to do it, I'm not saying that they were. We never said that they were going to do it. But if there was a year for them to do it with the names and the talent that they had, this was their year. It didn't happen. Obviously, huge injury to Tony Pollard, as Decap calls him. His real name is Tony Pollard. But Tony Pollard out, ankle, gone in the second quarter. Could have changed the game. Maybe is the reason why they lost. But John, you go.
Bro, you heard Tony Pollard.
He's tibula.
Yeah, he broke fibula, tibula, but the bone that's right there at the bottom. He broke
one of the big ones.
I think it's
one
fibula.
of the big ones.
It might be tib. I'll be confusing, man. I'll be confusing the body, the bones down there,
But yeah, go ahead, John. Do your little victory lap. You can shit on the Cowboys.
Listen,
have fun.
I had a depressed Saturday, man, and my weekend would have been more depressing if the Cowboys would have won. But woo, how about them Cowboys? Listen. They have talent. They're the team that's supposed to win it every year. I don't know, man. They're the team that's supposed to win it every year. Obviously, they have the talent, but Dak Prescott's just a little inconsistent, man. They got Dallas got the Black Tony Romo.
Yeah. Also, there was a lot of things that Dalton Schultz had a series of they had a chance there to come back and win it, but he stepped backwards.
CD played a great game though. CD cooked that game. CD Lamb.
Who?
CD.
Oh, CD. Oh yeah, hell yeah.
He played a great game.
100%. You can't put the blame on any player. Dak did throw 2 interceptions? He could have thrown 4. He played that bad. And again, once Brock Purdy settled in, it was basically over. They just needed to control the clock. And then that last drive where the Niners came down, the George Kittle drive, they didn't have to do anything. And they realized that the Cowboys only had a minute and a half to go. But also, Dalton Schultz just had a terrible series. Yeah, on the opposite side of tight end, you have George Kittle making awesome plays. You said what, John?
I want to say Elijah Mitchell almost messed that up because he ran out.
Oh yeah, he ran out of bounds. Elijah Mitchell.
He got the first down. He was supposed to go down. The Cowboys were supposed to get the ball back after that, but he ran out of bounds, which gave him a little life because the clock stopped and he was able to get the ball back.
Right. And then there was a big play there too for Brock Purdy, where he threw the pass towards the 2-minute warning, hit. I think it was Brandon Ayuk to get the first down to keep it going, and then the 2-minute warning came at 1:56 or some shit like that. So then you shave off a little bit of time there. But yeah, Dalton Schultz's fuck ups. First one, taking the ball and then running backwards instead of going forward, to which Jimmy Ward was aware of, pushed them out of bounds. Clock continued to roll. The Cowboys had no idea what was happening.
Oh yeah,
come back, throw another play.
He should at least
dumb move by him.
Forward.
Yeah, and then another dumb move by him, only getting 1 foot down, thinking that he had the possession already, kind of lackadaisically let that right foot go out of bounds. So that was ruled an incomplete pass, which led to, with 5 seconds left, one of the greatest plays I've ever seen in my entire life. And it's not like they didn't have other big guys out there, because they did have a couple of big guys out there. They could have snapped the ball, but they let Zeke snap the ball. And I don't know if you guys saw this. I think I'm the only person that did. But Dak kind of walks up to Zeke right before he's about to snap it. And, he says something. I can't really read his lips. But Zeke kind of nods his head and then gives him the, I got you. And after he snaps it, Zeke gets absolutely pulverized.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They probably thought, oh, now it's going to be nah, Zeke's out here. We're not going to really rush him. We're just going to play the coverage. Whoever that was that lined up in front of Zeke said, fuck that.
I'm laying this guy out. Probably a Michigan alum, because fuck Ohio State. And then after the play is executed, and when it looked like they were going to try to execute a hook and ladder, I don't know what they were going to do, but like we said, the hero, Fred Warner, on his ass, fucking immediately stick them, drop them, game over.
They just got fucked up. 2 Cowboy players just got fucked up on that play. Zeke and I think that was Turpin that caught the ball.
Yeah,
What are you
and that was
calling
the
it?
end of
Rock.
that game. And yeah, I mean, listen, we have a I think a very, very fun conference championship. Like I said, I think it's going to be a defensive game with the Niners and the Eagles. Eagles being favored, and a shootout, if you
You know
will.
what I'm saying? It's all the spreads is low on these games. Eagles is 2.5-point favorite.
Yeah, 2.5-point favorites as it stands, and the Chiefs are 1.5-point underdogs at home.
And the
Crazy.
over under in the Eagles Niners game is 45.5. But since we're talking these games, let's get into our pick'ems playoffs.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. We are here.
Playoffs.
Conference championships, where it all matters. Boys, we here. We have 2 more games. We got a nice little break during the week. We got Eli, Peyton hosting the Pro Bowl. That should be fun. The Pro Bowl game itself is going to be whack, but, skills challenges, might be all right over the weekend, maybe.
Also, shout out Peyton Manning. Shout out Peyton Manning for bringing his son to the game with a Jalen Hurts jersey.
Yeah. Really shitting on his brother.
I said Eli's Johnson, but Eli's repping the Giants. Shout out to that.
Yeah, that was super funny. I forgot to mention that. But boys, realistically, we only have 3 games left.
Unfortunately.
That's depressing. Depressing. I
You
don't
gotta
want to
wait.
think about it.
That'd be the worst thing about when your team loses. Then you gotta sit there away from moms and you gotta speculate. We gotta get this player, that player, or trades this, free agency that, draft that, and it's like the whole process of waiting.
Yeah, man. Well, you know that I, as not a college football fan, I go hard during the combine. I will look for players. I look for things. I try to get to know these people. I look at tape. I'll look at pro days. I'll do it all. So don't worry. When you guys draft who you draft, and when we draft who we draft, I'll have some notes on them. And that's what gets me excited. We'll see some coaching trees.
That's the fun part. I'm just saying, like the process, especially you draft somebody or you get like a player that was like that gets you really excited, but then like, damn, I still gotta wait 3-4 months till the games actually start.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I just want to say, I think at the beginning after the draft, I think I mentioned that Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, and Jermaine Johnson would be Pro Bowl, All-Pro rookies this year, and they were. So I mean, that just made me feel great. So again, it does work out sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it does. This time it did. Unfortunately, my season didn't go the way I wanted it to. But I am looking forward to the offseason. I would argue it's my favorite time of the year.
Yeah, one thing I say about your team, man, your defense is there. Yeah, just not.
We got to fix the quarterback, man. We just got to fix the quarterback. I think we'll be all right.
QB away. Maybe
Breece Hall will be back. AVT will be back. Mekhi Becton looks skinny. I don't know what that means, but I'll take it. And either way, I have my Bengals and I have my Niners competing. They could play each other, and I'll wear like a half jersey. You know what I mean? I'll get like a Brocky Burrow jersey. All right, here we go, boys. Sunday, 3 p.m. on Fox. My San Francisco 49ers taking on John's arch enemy, the Philadelphia Eagles. Who you boys got? John?
I'll go first. With these teams is 2 juggernauts, but I'm gonna go Eagles. I'm gonna pick the Eagles to win the game. I feel like the difference is both defenses gonna cancel each other out, but the differences in between these 2 matchups, I think Jalen Hurts outshines Brock Purdy.
Okay, all right, that seems fair. Drew, let's hear what you got, buddy.
I'm going with the Eagles, bro. Like I mean, defenses aside, I just think the more powerful offense is the Eagles. To totally honest with me. Like I have the Eagles having more high. I have the Eagles
Yeah,
having
no,
more high power offense.
So I'm on an island. I get it. I think I know where Dev and Kev will go. So maybe I'm not on an island. I think you guys would be. Because I know Kev, since the Eagles just beat the Giants, Kev's going to say fuck the Eagles. He's going to say fuck the NFC East. So he's going to pick the Niners. And Dev is also a co-49er fan with me, a co-fraud fan. But it's cool. I can have 3 teams, right, Drew? You have 2, I have 3. 3 is greater than 2, so I'm better than you. Give me the San Francisco 49ers. I just love the story of Brock Purdy going on to winning a Super Bowl. I just think it'll be fun. I think it'll be great. It'll be insane. It'll be insane. Like if you're the 49ers, what do you do?
In the draft.
He's the last pick in the draft.
Tom Brady suck a dick. Like that's what that turns into. Like everybody, how did 32 teams pass on Tom Brady? The 6th pick, in the 6th round, How did 32 teams miss on Brock Purdy 100 times? Like, I mean, the kid was the absolute last pick in the draft to the San Francisco 49ers, where Tom Brady is from. You can't write this shit. You can't write it.
No, what are the chances Brock Purdy really is become like the new Tom Brady?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm giving him that crown. I think Tom is now done. And look, what number does Tom Brady wear? What number does he wear? And what's greater than 12? What's one number greater than 12?
13.
Okay, that's what Brock Purdy wears.
Okay.
Also, this is not the first time Brock Purdy and Jalen Hurts are playing each other. Oklahoma played Iowa back in 2018, where Brock Purdy threw 4 touchdowns and ran in for 2 touchdowns, and Jalen Hurts threw 4 touchdowns and ran in for 1. Both guys having 5 touchdowns total. Awesome games for them. Oklahoma obviously goes on to win the game, but we will see if the tides turn.
It was the final score. It was by 1.
1 point too.
42-41.
You're right. I forget. Yeah, crazy stat. Wild. Also, I think I should mention that it's really nice to see that the conference championships have young quarterbacks. So typical sports guy analyst, the league is in good hands.
Well, for the most part, the elite older quarterbacks is basically half foot out the door. You know what I'm trying to say? Like the elite, like technically, who's the elite older quarterback? This is just Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers.
Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, yeah. Derek Carr.
He's not. He's older. He's older, but they're older. They're closer to 40. Derek Carr's like mid-30s. Stafford, low to mid-30s.
Yeah.
But Tom Brady's pushing 50. He's on his way.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. All right. Sunday, 6:30, CBS. The I. Chiefs, Bengals. Drew, where are you leaning?
I can't. Even though I don't want to pick them, but the Bengals are going to win.
Yeah.
The Bengals.
Yeah, Drew.
I believe.
Yeah, Drew. There goes your loyalty card. Yeah, no, you're not a Ravens fan.
No, it's not no loyalty card. It's not.
How are you gonna pick the Bengals, your rival, your divisional rival?
I said I say I hate to pick this team, but I'm going to be honest though. I mean, like Kev has done it. Kev has done it this whole season, and he has gotten no flack for that. I'm gonna get flack for doing this one time.
Yep.
Fuck you. Let me talk football. I just believe all Kansas City has is Travis Kelce. Fucking Bengals have Joe Burrow, fucking Mixon, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, all down the line to Tyler Boyd and Hayden Hurst. And plus, Patrick Mahomes' ankle injury.
Yeah, he's got an ankle. He's got one ankle.
He got one ankle. So it's going to be tough that Kansas City is going to win this game. So I just got to pick with my logic right here. Is just saying Bengals is going to win.
Yeah.
It's just logic at this point.
I get it. Drew, I have a question for you before I ask John. If Lamar doesn't re-sign with the Ravens, you still a Ravens fan?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Ravens.
All right, John, your pick here. Bengals, Chiefs. Are you going?
It's gonna be a good one, but
going with the GOAT, the baby
goat? I'm going baby goat. I'm going with my homeboy. Give me Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Homeboy.
This is 5 times, 5 straight AFC Championship games. And and shout out. We talking coaches, but shout out to Andy Reid. He won. He's officially won same amount of playoff games as a Chief, coach for the Chiefs, as he did with the Eagles.
Right. And the one thing he didn't do with the Eagles was win a championship. And I can't stress this enough. Dude, it's crazy, John. You just said the Chiefs have gone. This is now their 5th AFC championship game.
Yes.
Crazy. This is a dynastic run. We haven't seen this since the New England Patriots, who went on a dynastic run.
Or the Buffalo Bills before we...
The Buffalo Bills in the early 90s. But I'm saying recent history, the Patriots. And again, I'm glad that you brought up the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills came up with 0. The New England Patriots, at least in that first run, had 3. And then in that second run, had another 3. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, call it what you want. I mean, the kid is awesome. He's dynamic. He's you take away Tyreek Hill and you bring him Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Juju Smith-Schuster, and he still is here. He still made it. But they have 1 championship. That's not a dynasty. That's just a good team who will consistently be there.
I can break it down every year. We can break it down. First year,
Brady, Bengals.
Pat Mahomes didn't get the ball back. He didn't get a chance to get the ball back. Second year, Super Bowl championship. Third time, Tom Brady again, but in the Super Bowl, Tom Brady got the... Pat Mahomes was running for his life. Then last year, he faced Joe Burrow.
Bengals.
The Bengals got him. And now this year, it's time for him to get that get back. My homeboy to the Super Bowl. This
is revenge game. Listen, I don't want the Niners to play the Chiefs again. Last time they won a Super Bowl was against the Niners. I can't deal with my wife, man. I swear I won't. We can't suffer another loss. But the Bengals have had the Chiefs number. And I know I went against them last week and regretted it. I think this week I might do the same thing, but and this is more for like storyline, because I'm in it for the storyline. I'm in it for Mr. Irrelevant to win the Super Bowl. That's my goal. That would be awesome, because that would be just a great story. But in any way that the Chiefs will and Mahomes will solidify his legacy is if he goes on and he wins a Super Bowl this year. This is the time where they make this a dynastic run. I will pick the Kansas City Chiefs. I'll pick the Kansas City Chiefs to go and face the Niners.
It's too much.
Now, if you ask me where I'm putting my money, you want to ask me where I'm putting my money? I'm putting my money on the fucking Bengals. I am not putting it on the Chiefs. But neither here nor there, boys.
You're picking the Bengals to win.
All right, that's our episode.
I'm saying you're picking your Chiefs to win to impress your wife.
No, on record, I want to be on record. I want to say that, like, I'm going to say what I just said, that the Chiefs need to. I don't want them to win. They need to win. Therefore, I am picking them to win because they have to win. If they lose this game, I mean, John just said it, 5 AFC championships in a row. You come out with 1 Super Bowl. This is like, this is LeBron talk. It is. No, but it is. No, but I'm saying it turns into that, like, no, but it turns into that GOAT shit, right? Where like a lot of people are comparing Mahomes to Brady and what Mahomes can do and how many Super Bowls Mahomes can win. Okay, but 5 AFC championships in a row and you only come out with 1 Super Bowl? Dude, that's not good.
And
then even if they go
the
6,
Super Bowl
let's say
next year, though.
Okay, so that's 2 out of 6. That's not good. Brady went like 4 out of 5.
Nigga, not everybody's Brady.
But that's what I'm trying to say. John, what do you call Mahomes?
A home baby goat.
What's wrong with being
okay? What do you call Brady?
Not everybody's Brady.
Stop, Drew.
Like,
this is the argument I'm trying to make. Drew, this is the argument. I'm not saying that it's a thing. I don't care about it. It's just like it's an argument that's going to continue to happen. For Mahomes' career, Mahomes needs to win another Super Bowl.
Yeah,
because he's going to continue to get the Brady comparison. Just like LeBron, he will continue to get the Jordan comparison. They're totally different players. I think athletically, Mahomes is way better than Brady. But when it comes to winning championships, which is the only thing that fucking matters in any sport, you can't be the GOAT if you don't got the fucking hardware to prove it. And the kid goes to five championships in a row and only has 1 win to fucking prove it.
I think Tom Brady has done the most. I mean, like, even though he's the rival of my team, I hate this guy. Tom Brady has done something in football that we're not going to see again. Nobody is going to win 7 championships in football.
And it has 3. All Mahomes needs is 2 more. Joe Montana has
4.
There's 4.
Oh, he has 4.
Montana has 4.
Steve Young has how many? 3?
Steve Young got 1.
1. Trent Dilfer 1. Aaron Rodgers 1. You calling these guys GOATs? You're not calling them GOATs. Peyton Manning has 2. Eli has 2. He just needs more. Again, for him to have the accolades that Eli was never considered the GOAT. Peyton was considered a GOAT.
And he's only got 2. And you're saying Patrick Mahomes is going to be considered the GOAT if he has 2.
I'm saying he can put himself in a dynastic run where if I've gone to 5 championships, I got 2 out of 5. That's great for him. If he goes to 5 championships and continues to have 1, there's no guarantee he's going again. Look, maybe in a couple of years they might.
But you gotta parse out the logic. Is he going with the team around him?
Would we argue that Aaron Rodgers has been a very good, consistent quarterback for years? Yes.
Consistent.
One of the best quarterbacks.
Yeah, one of the better quarterbacks. Yes.
Since we've been watching, yes or no?
Yeah.
One of the best quarterbacks in the league, right?
Yes.
Okay, and time after time after time after time after time, he gets into the playoffs, and now what's the stigma on? I know he's older, but now what's the stigma on Aaron Rodgers? Oh, well, he plays hero ball. He's not the guy. He might not be. He'll never be one of the greatest. He's a selfish guy. All he wants is this. Now, granted, the organization hasn't helped him, but he's always gotten them to that point where they can get there. But then when push comes to fucking shove, he doesn't get there. And that's that clutch gene that we talk about. That's that Mamba gene. You know what I mean? The reason why the Lakers were a dynasty was because they went and they won. You can't, my argument is that you can't call the Chiefs a dynasty if they don't win this year, period. They're not a dynasty. Then Mahomes just won 2 Super Bowls randomly. That's what it turns into. That's what it is. Mahomes was good, but they went on a fucking awesome run for 5 years in a row, and they only came out with 1. It's not good for them. It's not good for his legacy. Now, if he wins 1 3 years from now, that's separate from what they've done. No,
I really think y'all putting so much on it. As
Drew, do you know how hard it is for teams to go to an AFC Championship game 5 years in a row?
Yes, I know how hard it is.
That's a really hard thing to do, and to only come out with 1.
And so it's hard to win a Super Bowls.
But you don't think that's enough pressure? Like if you do your dynasty, right? Look, you go to the Yankees. That's another dynastic run. They went to fucking 5 to 6 straight, 1 fucking 5. That's a dynastic run. Patriots, dynastic run. Celtics, dynastic run. Heat had a little run.
The thing about even winning dynastic runs, you gotta even go there and win. Like I don't even think they're gonna be dynastic. if you just win 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5 ain't dynastic to me.
Two
Because
out of 5 is not bad though, because then if they do go again, like you said, if they do go again next year and they win a third, now that's 3 out of fucking 6. That's half of the time. That's good. That's a dynasty. 3 championships is a dynasty.
Yeah, but no, it is.
I think like 2 out. I think
Drew, I get your point, but football is a little much harder to go back to back. Football is one sport that's harder to win.
Yeah, because the window closes immediately.
And you know what? You just proved my point. Super is hard. You think it go hard back to back.
But Drew, they got
hard
there.
To win the big one, the Super Bowl game. It's hard.
Yeah, but that's the point.
My point.
It's hard. It's hard. That's the point. No. You're proving our point now. Yeah, now you're proving our point because it's hard to get there with all of the changes.
How you can say it's hard to go back to back?
Wait. Before we start,
it's hard to win the Super Bowl. Like that shit.
Just to sum it all, what is your main point? What is your main point?
I say like because you say he's going to AFC Championship games. Eddie is making a point that he should automatically win the Super Bowl because he keep on going to the AFC Championship game.
It's 5 in a row. That's a lot.
It doesn't work that way. What the team in front of you is going to just bow down and let you win the championship?
No. But I understand what you're saying. But for Pat Mahomes' legacy, what he did is impressive. But if he doesn't win no Super Bowl, it's impressive. But they always gonna talk about, but he didn't win the Super Bowl,
the big game. Exactly.
That's what I said.
Dude, the last team to win 5 AFC Championship games to host 5 AFC Championship games. Do you know what they did? You know what their outcomes were? 3 of them were fucking Super Bowls, Drew. 5. They did it 5 times in a row too. The Patriots did it 5 times in a row too. They won 3.
You're talking about that one guy. Not everybody is Tom.
Drew, they won 3 times, Drew. That's a dynasty. When the fucking Steelers did it, they went like 6 in a row and they won fucking 3, Drew. Again, that's what a dynasty is. A dynasty is the Warriors dynasty.
The Chiefs is on a dynastic run.
It's a dynastic run, but
they have to pile
the championships to back it up.
They have to pile up the Lombardis to solidify the dynastic.
To solidify it.
Yeah,
exactly. That's all we're saying. I'm not saying that. Drew, you're making me think. You're making me say that the Bengals, Philly, or the Niners are just going to lay down and let the Chiefs win. No, I'm just saying, in order for it to be solidified as the Chiefs dynasty, Mahomes needs to win this game and then win the Super Bowl. That's the argument. That's the only argument I'm making. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Okay.
But if they lose this AFC Championship game again, would you not argue that dynastic run is now kaput? Doesn't exist anymore. It's not a dynasty anymore. It's just a really good team that goes to the playoffs all the time. Would you not agree with that?
It's not just go to the playoffs, it's go far and deep into
but that doesn't matter if you don't got no rings.
It's all about that bling, Drew. That's what it comes down to. When it's
hardware, baby. Hardware.
Eye test plays a role, but when it comes to aura, you gotta get that bling. You don't got that bling, they put you
hardware. A lot of what they said about Tony. Look at the Cowboys. The Cowboys are the best example. The Cowboys go on playoff runs all of the time, but what are they now known as?
Nigga, the Cowboys
choke artists.
The Cowboys did not go on playoff runs all the time.
John, help me out here. How many playoff runs have the Cowboys gone on?
They've gone to the playoffs
almost every year.
They've missed
and how many playoff games have they won?
Like 2-3 times, maybe 4 tops. But for like the past,
how many playoff games have they won?
That's the point. They in the playoffs.
That's what we're saying.
They're in the playoffs, now known as how many playoff games have they won? Games have they won?
Probably like 3 in 30 years.
Yes,
like 3 in 30
years. That proves my point. The Cowboys don't win playoff games.
But Drew, they go to the playoffs. That's what I'm saying, is that the Chiefs will be a team that just goes to the playoffs.
They still go.
They just become with Mahomes.
The difference of winning playoff games and going deep into the playoffs. That is a total big difference.
Drew, do you come at the end of the season with a win?
All right. Let's just disagree. Let's just agree to disagree.
The Packers are another good example. The Packers make good playoff runs too. How'd that work out for them? They have 1.
I'm just gonna agree to disagree.
I'll say at this
Okay,
point,
Patrick Mahomes is the new Aaron Rodgers, not the new Brady. All right, that's our episode. That's it. We're done arguing with you, Drew. You guys already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. This episode will be out on Thursday. Once again, we got Johnny here. We got Drew here, looking off camera, eating yogurt again, probably. No, you're not?
No.
Uh,
All right. What's the whole, how do we end this, John? Sponsored by...
this is a brand new episode. I would say All Stars is sponsored by Coach Capsule and brought to you by John's LLC. I think I'm saying it correct. I think that's how that says it.
Something like that.
Yeah, but
if not, Drew, would you like to do the honors of me and close us out of here?
We out.
Love, you claim me the illest. You don't believe in yourself, then forget it. You gotta put yourself up in position. Ice skating on thin ice, and my ice skate's been in the kitchen. How can you tell me to pick a religion? I'm 24 and I'm broke as a bitch, but I'm a millionaire rich in the spirit. Yeah, hoping you get my plight. 24 hours in a day. Goofy ass niggas might die by night. Stand clear, hands in the air, I know my rights. This for the people who say you ain't scared. Nigga, you ain't think about this shit twice. It ain't about you, it ain't about you. This is your family, this is your fool. It's what you do. Feel like I cannot blame you, cause you hate the truth. If you my brother, please just think about what you gon' do. Yeah. You here today, but what if not tomorrow? This life is something precious, would you even cherish? The hardest losses, they fill with sorrow. I know you come with cargo, but I could trade you for some of mine, there's no embargo. You know half of the world is slime, boy, just never follow. I could never think the same no more, one other plateau. The water warm, I got a ring of water like an atoll. They thinking wicked politicians can't notice us at all. And if you got them eyes on you, make sure you gon' handle yours. This word ain't pure, homie, watch your back too. I genuflect and pay respect, cause it could end like that, fool. In retrospect, I could've went another path that's not cool. I'm not reverting, I'm just elevating. Taking pieces from my past and make it better, greater. Make sure you make the right decision, can I change it later? If you ain't learning from that shit, you ain't gon' make a ranger. It's cutting deep like situations that will fill with anger. Every day is like a flame that burn you the same. In my belly with a beast, a dog in the brain. There's barely rubber on my tires, I'm scared of the lane. Jerellz. Energy, 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 energy. Energy, 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 energy. Yeah. Hey. T-A.